Russia organizes large-scale strategic military exercises once a year in some part of its vast nation. Every 4 years, this exercise takes place in the western strategic direction, between the Arctic Ocean and the Black Sea, under the heading of Zapad-17. These quadrennial exercises are not a new phenomenon, but the forthcoming Zapad-17 exercise has received a huge amount of attention in the West, even before it has formally started. The exercise itself will take place in mid-September inside Russia, including Kaliningrad and Belarus, near the borders of Poland and the Baltic states. It is the climax of a long exercise season for the Russian and Belarusian armed forces. Multiple preparatory training events and snap exercises have preceded the main event. Russian officials say Zapad-17 will include fewer than 13,000 troops, but Western estimates put the number around 100,000. The real size of the exercise is hard to measure. There are technical ways to make it look smaller than it actually is, for example, dividing the big exercise into several parallel exercises taking place autonomously. But the huge difference shows the mistrust and tensions between Russia and the West. Large-scale military exercises are never just military exercises. They are always also ways to show off, communicate, and develop the fighting power of national or alliance-wide armed forces. In the current security situation in the Baltic region, Zapad-17 sends a clear message: Russia has massive conventional military power and is ready to use it. After Crimea, eastern Ukraine, and Syria, Zapad-17 seems much more dangerous than its 2013 predecessor. Indeed, Russia itself seems more dangerous to Western societies in general, and Western media particularly, which have granted Moscow an aura of brilliant and highly tuned information warfare and cyber attack capability. Supposedly, the little green men and the deniability that they provided Russia in its land grab showed something new in the field of statecraft and great power politics. I argue that what we are witnessing today is not Russia excelling in the dark arts of information warfare or hybrid warfare, but rather that we in the West have a depressingly low understanding of the workings of great power politics and adversarial great power behavior. Zapad-17 is a case in point. The exercise has not even started, and our societies have been fretting about it for at least 6 months. All possible and many impossible Zapad-17 related scenarios have been played out through a media frenzy that is still picking up speed as the main event approaches. Zapad-17 has been labeled a Trojan horse, the World War III threat, and demonstrative preparation for war on the West, to give just some examples. Meanwhile, Russia itself has largely kept quiet as multitudes of experts and news outlets filled Western airwaves with Zapad news and analysis. Take the 4,162 train cars that the Russian Ministry of Defense reportedly reserved for moving troops to Belarus and back. With one Excel spreadsheet made public in late 2016, the West has been made to guess for 8 months. Will Russia invade Belarus? What is the role of the nascent First Guards Tank Army? At least 2 factors are amplifying the messages transmitted by Zapad-17. The first is related to alliance politics within NATO. The other is the current malfunctioning of the U.S. domestic political system. The Cold War's end gave NATO an existential problem. What should it do in a world that cannot threaten Europe? The alliance's answer was to shift its focus to war elsewhere in the world, discarding much of the know-how, military capability, and ethos of conventional deterrence and large-scale warfighting. Now powerful Russian forces loom once more. For many Europeans, Zapad-17 is scary, because the military tools of deterrence are almost absent from the European scene. If European military capabilities were sufficient, Zapad-17 would be one exercise among others. Some have reacted by sounding alarms. Others, more constructively, are seizing the moment to press alliance leaders to recreate the analytical tools, doctrines, and capabilities necessary to the defense of Europe.